Hi. I'm Sonia, and this is my podcast on which I talk about movies, film industry, and filmmaking with different filmmakers all around the world. My new guest today is Chephrena Mboumbouo. She's an amazing film director, scriptwriter, and editor. She has her own movies and projects, and also she assists as an editor for different promote videos. For example, for this album. Isn't it cool, right? Anyway, on today's episode, we talked about AI in the film industry, the difference between working on your own project and on big industrial project, the influence of mass culture, what makes story a real story, and cults. Don't ask me, just watch an episode. Hope you're gonna love it. Enjoy watching. Hi everyone, today with me is Chephrena Mboumbouo, and she's a filmmaker and a director. And I'm really happy that she's here. Well, I have a question that I ask everyone when we start. Is how you get into this industry, and not like how you get that you want to be there.
Yeah, so I think ever since I was a kid, I've always been very artistic. My mom's super artistic, my sister's super artistic. I think we get that from her. So we're all kind of artists in our own right. I always grew up loving to like draw and paint. And actually, like I started to like draw storybooks. Like I used to draw storybooks before I could really write. And then I started writing stories. And growing up, I loved dressing up. I like loved a bunch of different aspects of art. And then once I got older, like around the time in high school, I like realized like film is kind of like an encompassment of all the arts, acting, visual stuff, costumes, like so many great things where like if you're the director, you're kind of like the god of whatever your reality or world you're creating. And so that really fascinated me. And then I was like, I think this is what I want to do. I think this is like a good encompassment of like all the things I love. And yeah, I think that's how it kind of started. Yeah, it's just an encompassment of all the arts. And that's what fascinated me about filmmaking.
It's so cool because I absolutely agree that I also think that filmmaking have all the type of arts in it. But like, I know one more artistic job that also kind of have it, and it's theater. And have you ever thought about
Mhm.
it?
Yes. So, yeah, in high school, I was like in my theater class and I acted in it. I also built the sets. I did like a lot of like stuff. Um, and yeah, I thought that was super fun. I was like, well, if I can't, there wasn't like a filmmaking class. If there was a filming, I probably would have done that too. But yeah, theater was always very fun. I guess for me, why I guess I went into film over theater is because I like editing a lot. That's also one of like my great loves. Like, yeah, you got the footage, but like there's so much power in like having like kind of like all these like loose puzzle pieces that you don't know how they're gonna fit together, and then you kind of cut out the shapes of how they're gonna fit together. And like, I don't know, editing is like its own
Yeah,
kind of I
I
don't want to say
know.
like it's kind of like story manipulation because you can like turn a piece of footage into like whatever you want just by the power of editing. So I like that aspect of a lot of it too.
It's incredible because I know for me, editing is one of the hardest thing to do.
Mhm.
But so and like, with what have you started when you understood that you like editing?
Mhm. Um, I like, oh, I filmed like once I got like a laptop for like the first time for like schoolwork. It had iMovie on it. I was like, oh my God, I can like film stuff and then like edit stuff. And then I don't know, I realized then editing is so fun. And I was like a big Twilight fan. So I would like edit little fan cams of like Twilight and Harry Potter and stuff. And I was like, it felt like I didn't film any of that footage, obviously, but I felt so powerful and like creating my own little story just by editing. So it had like some like power in it, and another way to story tell than just, if you didn't have access to a camera or couldn't film
Yeah,
something, you could
yeah,
still
that's
tell a
true.
story that way.
I actually think that, like, you told about iMovie, and I think so many Gen Z filmmakers have been started with iMovie.
Yeah. Which is so great that we had
Yeah.
access to that.
Yes,
Oh.
absolutely. Because I remember I've made so many little iMovies with my friends, like little sketches, but
Yeah.
though it was like the start for me.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. It's so great that we have access to this, because like
Yes.
the filmmakers of the past, I mean, they got access some way, but I felt it was a lot harder to get access to like a film camera or a DV camera or something. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think we were really lucky. And I think that brings about a whole other like way to make films, because we have so much access to it. So we have like room for more ideas and more things to film, and just more
Yeah.
like ways to fool around with it. So
I actually think that, like, for now, we have the best time to do art, like, at all, because we have so many access to so many different things, and we can do
definitely.
like whatever we want.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I feel the same way. It's awesome. And I mean, with the rise of AI, it's kind of like, but I mean, as it's already been proven, AI is usually dumb, and AI doesn't have the whole full human experience and all our trauma to create our unique stories, blah, 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 blah. So we're still pretty safe there, I think.
I
Yeah.
actually think that AI is about to become a really cool tool for us. Because, for
Mhm.
example, editing, I'm not the best at it, and sometimes I need help, and AI can be really, really helpful. And but I don't think it's ever gonna become a creator itself,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's really dumb.
I totally agree. I love the idea of AI just being like a tool there to help with like the tedious tasks that like no one really wants to do. Like I think, yeah, definitely that's very helpful for that. So I'm grateful in some ways for AI.
I actually, I don't know. I heard someone, which for me was really strange, from Google or OpenAI, something like that. They've been telling like how in the future they think that uh, anyone will do movies just by themselves, alone in a room, like viewers, just with AI. They're just gonna like text something, and then boom, there's a movie they want. And like
Mhm.
I'm not sure if it's gonna happen, because usually there are creative people who have like millions ideas, and they try to make them like to happen in real life. And there's people who it's not bad to not be creative, but there's always people who are not, and they just want
Yeah.
to see the creativity from others.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And on that point of like feeding like a movie plot to AI, and then it having, like spit something out, it's still only like nothing that it's creating is new. I mean, technically, humans are just kind of we've been recreating things but with like our own personal twist to it. AI has like no real personal twist unless we like teach it that. So yeah, in that case, I think it still will lack that. It will always lack that. But a helpful tool nonetheless. But at my job, which I'm an assistant editor, they've been introducing some AI, and it's so dumb. It can't do the job, which is like comforting and nice to know. Like everyone, like all the employees are like, it's definitely not taking our jobs because it's too dumb. But it's like, why are we even trying to work with it? Because it's like wasting time at this point. But
Yeah.
yeah.
When I edit something, I only use AI to like make voice sounds a little bit like without the other noises around. Because I don't have a recording studio or something, so.
Mhm.
But really, I don't know. Like I remember we've been trying to make a video with AI, and we like every time we've been make the text different, and we made it bigger and bigger and bigger because AI was so dumb that like we asked him to make a video where like a car is moving, and he couldn't normally do it. Like it's looked so not right.
Oh, that's too funny.
It's just
Yeah, that sounds about right. I remember like a couple of years back when everyone, I don't even remember what this was. Everyone was like feeding their pictures into some AI thing, and then everyone was, posting the photos that like AI created of themselves. When I did this, not there was like one photo maybe that was kind of okay, but it gave me like 26 fingers for whatever reason. But and like the rest, I looked like a monster. I looked like Uncanny Valley. None of they could not understand that I had 10 fingers. Like I was at 3 fingers, 25, 50 fingers. Like and something was always wrong with my mouth. Like and that like did it for me. I was like, okay, I tried this. It was cute. It's something about me, and at least this AI is not compatible.
yeah, I remember it. Like it was so cringy.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's still like in TikTok there's AI in CapCut and everybody doing these videos and like oh my god. Like
Yeah.
I haven't tried it because I saw the result even though I kind of wanted, but I was like I'm gonna be like those people who like I use my free try for that.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. I was like, that's all I needed. I don't need it
Yes.
anymore.
I know I think yeah it's gonna become a cool tool, but a whole creator like no.
Uh,
I don't think it's even possible for AI as like it's not a human being, and
yeah.
for making something like movies for example, you need to live through certain things. You just like AI already know everything, and
Mhm.
person need to make like certain mistakes to get to the point where they're like okay yeah now I have a story where I can tell about these mistakes, I don't know, like in a mystery style.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it like the beauty of like the imperfection of, being a human is that like and then that shows up in the stories we tell and the way we tell them and like there and then it comes with critique like why don't I tell this story? But that also gives it that unique like thing that AI maybe can't do because like you said it knows everything and it doesn't have a personal connection to anything really. It's just kind of telling stories like in a superficial sense, kind of, oh, well, this is what a human would think, I think. So therefore this yeah.
Yeah. I also think like I don't know AI kind of if someone ever gonna use it to like make a movie, they're gonna
Mhm.
lose a really cool opportunity to know other people's opinion who also
Mhm.
doing this movie with you.
Yes. Definitely. Yeah, the other human feedback and like human feedback. Like the
Yes.
feedback. I'm not a robot, I swear to God.
It's
But yeah,
okay.
the other feedback is so important. And speaking of that, just like um going off like on another little tangent here, just like the whole like community that is filmmaking. you can't like if it's a simple enough movie, which I do a lot of like little short simple films that I do by myself. Just because I want to get like a story on my own. That's simple enough. I got to shoot it on my own. But like if it's like a bigger project where you have actors, a bigger crew, because you want this type of lighting scheme and you want these type of shots, it I love that it involves a whole like family almost to like a bunch of people that are passionate about the same vision hopefully and want to help bring this to life in their own. Everyone brings like a portion of their own art, their own experiences into it to create like whatever it is, which is so amazing, which also like really like goes deep into my heart as like a filmmaker and why I love it all. It's just it's great.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it's actually one of the coolest part of filmmaking, because as a artist, like, no hating for them, of course, no hating, but like, they work alone, and in filmmaking,
Yes.
there's so many people around you.
Yeah, definitely am. I'm such an introvert at times. I'm just like I'm always like, especially now I'm working on like five different projects and I'm like writing two scripts. I'm like working on my Halloween costume. I'm like working on a top for this like singer that like the top that I was wearing. Like I'm always like alone like working on these things, but then like when it comes time to like make a big film again with a bunch of people, which I haven't done in a long time, but I'm so excited to do again. I'm like it also kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone, but in a good way, because most of the time it like, leads you to do greater things
Yeah.
that you maybe couldn't have achieved without the help of other people.
Yes, it's so true. Like I myself, and I don't know, you know this word when you like an introvert and extrovert, but
Yes.
the more things happen in my life, like I just got into uni my first year, and there's so many new people, new things, and I more and more understand that before I wanted to spend more time alone, and now I want to always like be around people, the biggest projects, the biggest like everything, and
Mhm.
it's so exciting actually, and can't wait to get into the like big film industry.
I love that. Oh my God. And congratulations on like starting your first year. That's so exciting.
Yeah, I actually been sick for I got a fever and been sick for the first week of first year.
No. Oh my God.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, but now
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm full in. I'm already made a project, so we're working.
Nice. I love that.
And
Mhm.
have you been working in the industry, like on some big projects? Maybe as an editor, maybe as a production assistant or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, the biggest, I again can't talk about what this, but I used to work for Parkwood Entertainment. Actually, one thing I can talk about, which is out, I worked on for Parkwood, the uh, Beyonce released a teaser for Cowboy Carter on the Super Bowl. It was like a little video. I helped on that.
It's so cool. So you've
That was
been helping with this
fun.
video, yes?
Yes, I did. I
It's
did.
so
I
cool,
I
so
assisted,
cool.
edited.
Oh my god, I love Beyonce.
She's really cool.
Oh my god. It's...
It
Oh
was,
my
it
god.
was a surreal time working there. It was really cool though.
I can't even like through the time I've been doing podcast, I met so many different people, and every time when I hear like they get into working with this production, they like you working on the Beyonce video, something like that. I'm always like, oh, I know these people. Oh my god, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And
that was a really cool time.
and yourself, like, give me,
You can.
uh, yourself, like, what? I know you can't talk about so many projects and it's super sad, but anyway, from those that are already out, what for you was like the funnest to do?
hmm Um, hmm. So I haven't. That Beyonce video was definitely a lot of fun. Um, I think that was like the biggest thing I'd worked on that is out already. Um, um, I don't know, like, and before that, I helped out on like a lot of like random shoots for like internships and stuff. And I helped, out friends that did short films. I personally loved working on like the smaller projects that were like a lot more intimate, where I was like a script supervisor or like an art director or something. I love those projects. I was working like with my friends. And like I felt really passionate about the project. I wasn't just like a big hectic thing, which the big hectic projects where you're like we're like one small production assistant, I started to not like that anymore. Because it feels so removed. I don't know, it feels like too industry. It feels like less like removed from the art, more industry, more like you're a body to help type of vibe. So I don't know. My favorite ones have been like when I got to work with my friends, or like when I got to like be the director of my production or something, and have a bunch of people show up for me, and the project that I was doing was like really cool. What a really fun one that I worked on. My friend, she's a singer and a filmmaker, and she's a big fan of Ryan Gosling, and she wrote a song about Ryan Gosling and like made a music video around it. She asked me to act in it, so I was like in it as
Ryan Gosling.
it was like a whole funny storyline, but it's such a good video and such a great song.
It's
Um,
so cool.
yeah, and like, oh my, and I've dressed up as Pennywise, the dancing clown, a couple Halloweens. This same friend, she loves it. We love so many of the same things. And so she was like, I wrote a song about like Pennywise. Would you like to be in the music video as because you already have the costume? I was like, of course I would. So like like weird projects like that where it's just like, yeah, we're doing this. And I know since we like so many of the same things, we also have like a weird obsession with like Mormon missionaries. So we're like we've been talking about making like a weird fucked up horror movie about Mormon missionaries that like come to the door and like some fucked up shit happens. So we're
I like for now. I really need to ask. Have you watched like there's a trailer of a A24 movie with Hugh Grant?
we talked about we me and my friend talked about that, and she was like, oh, they're making one. I'm like, I mean, we can't still make ours. Like this will, if anything,
They
this will
stole
start a
your
whole
idea.
genre. Yeah, this will start a whole genre of creepy Mormon.
They're really creepy. Like,
Oh my, yes, which this is such a tangent, but I'll like, talk about that for a second. Because I had this like, not like full obsession, but I was very curious. I made the sore mistake of opening my door to Mormon missionaries that knocked on it. And oh my God, it was so weird. It was like they were not human anymore. It was like they were reading from like some sort of ordained script. And the way they were talking was robotic, but like in a really happy way. It was like, and they were talking to me about all this, um, uh, and then like they closed out with a prayer and they left. kept coming back like every fucking day. And I was like, what have I done? So
Oh my god,
I never
it's a
answered
horror
the door
movie.
again because I was like, oops.
You're in a
Like,
horror
yeah.
movie, that's all. Like, good luck,
Yeah.
girl.
But it fascinated me, just the robotic, like, happy, like, not
Yeah.
human anymore. And I remember they had, so it was like the two main ones, and they had like a new recruit with them that was like just starting out, and he was still human. Like the way he talked, you could tell he was like he wasn't he hadn't taken the pill yet or whatever it was.
Oh my god, it's already, like those horror movies where some people get in the group of other people and they make him exactly like they are.
Yes, that.
I remember when I've been small, I saw a movie like that on TV, and it became my main scare that I'm gonna get into the group of people like that. It was fascinating for me. Like, I don't want to remember it. No, girl, it's scary.
Anyway, aside from the Mormons, I remember what I was talking about before.
I
Right, yeah.
remember, and actually, I can say that I think for me it was the coolest part of like filmmaking with friends. Like doing even
Mhm.
the most stupid things. It's like so
Yeah.
fun and creative.
Mhm.
So I absolutely
Absolutely.
understand you. Like it's the funnest for sure.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, I just recently, or like last year, I made this movie with my best friend who I've been like, she's been like usually my main actress in most of my things for like the last 10 years. We're actually celebrating our 10-year anniversary, 10-year friendversary this year. But yeah, but she's
Congratulations.
amazing. Yeah, and she was in my last film, which I'm actually showing at an event on Sunday. Um, but it's about a so she gets broken up with her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend cheats on her, is really horrible, and she turns to witchcraft to kind of heal herself, and then performs a hex spell that goes a little too well. And that's all I'll leave it at. But kind of loosely inspired by true events, because not that I've ever hexed anybody. But yeah, I love the trope of hex spells and how powerful they are, and like witchcraft and turning to witchcraft after some idiot breaks your heart. Like I think
Girl,
I've been in that
when is this
lately.
gonna come out online? Like I need to know.
Oh, oh, it's been out. It's already out
It's
online
already
if you want
out.
to watch it.
I want to watch it so much. Like
You.
I love the idea so much. Please
You.
say that she's all, like evil and powerful. Like, I don't know, like, oh my god,
Oh
love it.
yeah,
Oh, I love it.
like
I love it. I really love
I'll
it.
send it to you.
Please.
Yeah. It actually goes into one of the scripts I'm writing now, which is kind of like similar to those themes, but it's about kind of similar vibes. A girl, she gets broken up with her toxic boyfriend, and she also turns to witchcraft to try and win him back though. So and then she tries everything. Everything works. She gets super desperate and decides to summon the goddess Aphrodite to win her toxic ex back. Aphrodite shows up and is completely disgusted by this request. Is like, you summon me to win back this bucket. I can't barely call him a man, you know, and that's kind of the premise of this next script that I'm
Oh my
writing.
god, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much.
Like, I absolutely adore every time when I see like the characters who like Aphrodite, for example, and she's not playing all this like I for love and I'm gonna like return your birth and just like Nah, not about it. I adore when it's happening in movies.
Thank you
Like,
so
it's a
much.
plot twist.
And that's so necessary. Girls need to
Yes!
stand the fuck up.
Yes!
I'm mostly yelling at myself sometimes, but
Oh my
um,
god.
yeah.
So you like kind of as you like witchcraft, Twilight, you like this mysterious atmosphere?
Oh, I fucking love it. Oh my God. It's like, oh yeah, I love I've been lately delving into that in my scripts, mystical stuff, women taking their power back. And witchcraft is all about that. It's all about, how powerful women are and how they've been persecuted since the witch trials, since before that. Because if women have power, or God forbid, even a thought, oh my God, burn them, kill them. Oh my God. So yeah, I love bringing that back. I love exploring that world and all the deities. And in the script that I'm writing, it's not only Aphrodite that shows up, but also Lilith, who I'm
Wait,
so excited to explore. Yes.
Lilius, it's something. Who is
I
it
can tell you
again?
who she is. She is, so she's known as a she demon, and a succubus, which I'm doing this because um, one of the things about her that's theorized is that she was actually Adam's first
Yeah,
wife,
yeah, I
not
know
Eve.
her. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When my friend told me this story, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Oh my
Do
god!
you know? Do you know why she was banished? You know why she was labeled as a demon?
Because she's a
Because
powerful woman.
not yes, and because she demanded to be treated as an equal to Adam, and that was no, no, no. You can't do that. Adam is above you. The men are above you. You have to be some. And she was like, no, and that's why she's a demon, apparently. Which cracks me up. Which like is
Yes.
like, and I know a lot of girlies in witchcraft work with Lilith and uh, summon her when she's like a good one to summon or work with when you're trying to set strong boundaries.
Yeah.
When you're like delving into your dark feminine and like entering your villain era, which your villain era is really just setting up boundaries, putting yourself first, and not taking shit from people who have to say otherwise. So that's
Yes.
Lilith.
I like. I like this whole witch core for the same. Unfortunately, it's kind of a sad story, but I knew like two girls who was like really into witchcraft. Like they've been doing this, and they were not good at all. Like not girly
Oh.
girls. They were like
Mm-hmm.
not good. So I'm not into this fully, but like the core, because I understand like as when I see this in movies or something like that, they are those powerful women like girly girls. They gonna destroy all this toxic man. They like they are the best.
Yes. I totally agree, but I also agree it all like in my real life when I actually do practice my witchcraft and stuff, it's so important to come from it with good intentions. Like like when I cast spells, when I do all the stuff to help myself, it's for me. And it like the only love spell I'm casting is like for myself. It's like a self-love spell. Like I'm not like I think like going into it, which that's why like I'm never gonna like that's not something I deal with personally, but um I love exploring going into witchcraft with the wrong intentions and seeing what the consequences are. Or like wrong intentions, a little too good of a result, which is kind of like what the hex my film is about. Like going into it with so much anger and then being surprised when the results are fucking horrible. Or like whatever it is. Like I love exploring the all the bad things that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like as a concept for a movie, it's really cool because like I absolutely adore exploring what the consequences, especially not for like the world and stuff, blah, 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 not the important, for yourself. Like how you gonna change through this.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Because it is ultimately about yourself. You're going into which, oh, like, yeah, I'm going into witchcraft to try and win my toxic ex. But yeah, why are you trying to do that? What is was because he wasn't that good to you.
Yeah.
Why are you what's happening in here?
Like
So yeah, I love, yeah.
everything
Mhm.
about like trying to understand yourself, all of the movies, like comedies, dramas, mystery, everything. uh, it's the best. I don't know why, but I'm absolutely
Mhm.
obsessed with them.
Oh my God, yeah. Especially if it's like a really character driven story, like instead of, like plot driven, we're like, this has to happen in the plot now, this now that. I love when it's more of a character driven story where like the plot comes from the decisions the character makes, and it's like such a, and then you see the character arc, and then they're completely different by the end of the movie, and you either hate them or you love them, or but the feelings that it evokes out of you as a viewer can also say something about who you are. And like, oh yeah, it's so
Yeah.
much cool stuff.
Yes, absolutely. Like, I don't know. It's maybe like a silly example, but I'm a big Marvel fan, and
Love it.
I love Wanda. And I
Mhm.
remember after WandaVision, I was like, I wanted so much to watch Doctor Strange because I thought that there she gonna like see she gonna go through these consequences, and we're gonna see
Mhm.
how much she changes, how much she grown up.
Mhm.
And when I saw her just being like, I'm super evil and I'm a super evil mother, I was like, that's all? Really?
Uh-huh.
Like, it wasn't enough for me.
Yeah. Yeah, because that is very superficial. Like, why are evil mother? Wow. Okay. What something must have happened to bring you. You don't just start off that way. I mean, usually people don't just start off that way unless you're like Ted Bundy and then you're born a psychopath. But but yeah, the getting there to like not just evil mother, like how did we get here? I think is so much more interesting sometimes. I haven't seen WandaVision, but um just in terms of like, yeah, just the story plot and the character arc is always interesting.
Yes. It's the most
Mhm.
important technically, because
Yeah.
there could be so many actions in the movie, in the script, but if nothing happened really to characters, if they just go through these actions, it's breaking all the like point of script because we want to see the development.
Exactly. Oh my God, yeah. And the development is so important. I think that's especially what helps us connect as viewers and like really like, because it's still a human thing, human to human connection
Yes.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
But like, I really want to ask, like, with all that witchcraft and everything, could you? I'm really sorry for this question, but I really need to ask. Uh, could you name, please, your favorite movies?
Oh yes. Oh my God. Okay. That's a hard one. My list is like always kind of changing a little bit, but there's always some constants on there. Firstly, I'll have to say Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window. I rewatched that. So it's such a comfort movie for me. I don't know why. Maybe because Grace Kelly's beautiful. I love her dresses and the cinematography, and I love it. And the slow building of the tension, and you don't know what's happening. Love it. I feel like this one's kind of like I feel like kind of like a basic weird girl movie, but I don't care. I love it anyway. Amélie,
It's
the
cool.
French film. I love that. I love that
Yeah, me
movie.
too.
I think all the weird girlies can like relate, especially that sense of like the help in everyone else, not helping yourself, isolating yourself, feeling more comfortable with that. And just the whole way that it's shot, it's so like it's such a like if you just look at it on paper, it's actually such a regular story. The way it's shot, the way it's told, that like
Yeah.
just it fascinates me so much. Like the green creepy light and the zoom ins, like it's so great. Um, ooh, for a long time, Midsommar was a big comfort movie for me. I was going through a really bad breakup years ago, and I was like, this is it.
You're not for real right now. like I'm really sorry. Please, no shame for me, please. Mm, but it's the only movie on my letterbox for which I gave a half of a star.
Oh, fair, fair.
Cause the point that I wanted to watch like a psychologist horror movie, and I didn't understood it, so for me it wasn't scary. But so I was like, oh my god, like it's so disgusting. Like all the and the point, like I need to tell the story. It's
Tell it.
I made a sandwich. It's like a sandwich. I don't know how to. Give me a moment. It's English is
For
not my
sure, for
native
sure.
language. I need to.
Okay.
Oh my god.
It's about this story. It starts with a sandwich.
It's a strange story, bizarre. It's
Like,
like oh yeah, okay. So it was a sandwich with tomato sauce and meatballs and like cheese, like amazing.
mhm.
And I have to eat it like for a whole day, so I was really happy. I made like the sandwich, and the whole point that when I've been making that, I already started to watch the movie, and when I finished it, I sat, and there's like a scene where they kill these two old people. And I'm sitting with my sandwich. It's red with meatballs. And I'm like, okay. So I finished watching. I get into TikTok. I've been eating and I will already alright. And then I continue watching. And then I was like, I asked my friend. It was like a betrayal. Uh,
Mhm.
because she said no. Like in the end, there will be like an epic bad stuff, but before it, everything gonna be fine. I'm like, okay. And you know what? I had two sandwiches. I made two sandwiches. At the moment I take the second one, they burn these two old people, and I'm like, damn. So obviously this movie get a half of a star.
I This is my favorite justification for why someone does not like Midsummer. I love this so much. Everyone has, if someone hates a movie that I love, I really like that's justified. This is my favorite though. This is so visceral. I love this. Completely understandable.
Like, I know.
Oh
So
my God. Yes.
I had a
I
half
have, okay,
star, but
so this is a very random, I have two random movies, two that I also love. This one like might not be known by, so I'm half German. My mom always rented, like we had a bunch of these like German old movies that like we watched growing up, and there were two of them. One of them was this one actually plays. during Christmas time in Germany, like on all the TV channels usually, but it's like the German version of Cinderella, Drei Haselnüsse für Aschenbrödel. It's such a magical, beautiful movie. It's so adorable. And Cinderella is kind of a total badass in the thing because like she doesn't accept the prince right away at all. Like like a bunch of things happen. Like she actually meets him in the forest on a hunting trip. She's like decked out in hunting gear. Um, and she meets him in the forest and he doesn't recognize that she's a girl, first of all, but she treats him like the little clown he is, and then like disappears. And then they meet again at the ball, and she's like covering her face with a veil, and he's like, I feel like I've seen you before. And she's like playing games, and she's like, you may know me or you may not. She's such a sassy little. I love that movie so much. And it's so beautifully shot. It's like from 1979, but so beautiful. And then like from the same film company and are made like around the same time, actually 1971 is the German version of Sleeping Beauty, Dornröschen, which was made which was actually made in East Germany. It's an East German movie, and it like the communist influence on that movie is so prevalent, and I kind of love it because it's not just about Sleeping Beauty. It's such a propaganda movie that demonizes the West and capitalistic societies because they're like Maleficent is viewed as like the good witch that's just trying to teach Sleeping Beauty about the value of like work and like being hardworking, and that's where like the spindle comes in. And meanwhile, Sleeping Beauty's father is like the is like the personification of like the West, like fat, rich, lazy, doesn't want to work, doesn't want to do anything. It's so funny how they did it, and it's such a cute movie. Yeah.
Well,
there's so many good movies. I won't list all of them, but there's so many good movies from like that world.
If talking like about the last one about Sleeping Beauty, like I'm from Russia, and I've been searching about Russian, like how the animation story in Russia tells the like USSR, since USSR, and like there's so many like cute USSR cartoons for kids, from like Russian books. There's Winnie Pooh, like super funny, maybe strange animation, but so it's like really really funny with so many philosophy. And I was like, I couldn't understood how the beginning and the Winnie Pooh was made in 70s, like were made from the same studio, because the Winnie Pooh is like cute movie about life and stuff, and with what they've been starting, it's like kind of the same with like fat people are terrible and they are from the West and we are workers from the East, and it's like how so
that is so funny.
it's crazy.
It's funny because as a kid, when I actually didn't know what, and then as an adult, when I rewatched it, I was like, oh my God, this was the funniest, like, accidental propaganda movie. Because, yeah, and so many of the other East German fairy tale movies were like just like that too, like revering the hardworkingness and and the community, and then the lazy individualistic.
Yes. Like my main question is that did they understood that kids have no idea, they just watch a kids movie, and only when they already grown up, they gonna understand this.
I
Like,
feel like, I don't know, it must have had a subconscious effect because at some points in my childhood, I did feel guilty for being lazy and
well,
not always working.
propaganda worked for you.
Oh yeah, it sure for sure worked.
Yeah, those evil communists, they got you.
Evil communist. I wouldn't say evil. I mean, well, whatever.
Well, but so I mean, as a kids, we I don't know, like everything we see on the screen, we kind of want to be like the people on the screen, especially if we love those movies.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a character that we really like identify with or like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I remember
definitely.
when I was small, I've been watching Disney a lot, and there was like Hannah Montana. I
Mhm.
even wanted to be like her, and I even have her. My father from Disneyland, he got a moment, uh, a wig, Hannah Montana
Yes.
wig.
Oh, fuck yes.
I was so happy. Like, I had a huge concert. There was my grandparents, my parents, and I was like, I'm Hannah Montana. It was iconic.
I love that so much. I also grew up loving Hannah Montana. My fashion inspiration. I like
Yes.
tried to do some things that, yeah, that was bar none. Yeah, yeah. Very understandable.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think Hannah Montana, like, if coming back to the art, uh, um, like, for of course, for filmmaking, she did nothing, like, absolutely. But for music, like, I don't know if you heard it, but like, it's an era of Hannah Montana's girls, like Chephrena, Taylor Swift, because I'm
I am
obsessed
such a
with them.
I am such a big Chapel Roan fan. Oh my God. Oh God. I'm actually going on Friday to a Chapel Roan themed event. I'm gonna dress up. I'm gonna do all this stuff.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I love, and speaking of that, yeah, this era of Hannah Montana, I love bringing back just the fun and the flair and the camp to like
Yes.
to to it all. I think we're missing camp. Everyone's like so
Yes.
serious and just on stage and like yeah, they're wearing cool shit, but it kind of all looks the same. Like yeah,
Yes.
so I miss the camp. I love the ridiculousness. Ugh, yeah, it's great.
I think like I don't know. It's just, sometimes for me like with everything, with music, movies, fashion, it's look like Gen Z been growing up on all of that, like Hannah Montana, like uh fashion from Diablo Wheeler's Prada and stuff like that, and then we grown up and we literally said that we're gonna be like that.
Yeah.
It's too
Yeah.
serious.
I will say, I feel like I have not changed that much from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I still am just as ridiculous as when I dress up. I like still do all the like when there's an event, like I said, the Chapel Run thing I'm going to that I'm going to dress up for. That's only one of the many things we always dress up for. Like when I dress up, I fucking dress up. It is so fucking fun for me. It like releases, I don't want to almost say it releases my inner child because I still feel like I'm that child sometimes. Because it's so fun to just be a princess, have like sparkle fun dress up time and just like
Yeah.
I don't know, it like it
Like
takes you
yes.
out of, having to pay bills, having to whatever.
Last
Adult
year we have a
thing.
like a party in our school, and it was a like party with costumes, and everybody must like be like some of the popular characters.
Mhm.
from movies, cartoons, and everything. And I stole my little sister fairy wings because I want to be like Wings. I was Bloom, and for me it was like super important. And it was the saddest part was that I think that from all the people, nobody like prepared that much, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like it's a costume party. Have fun.
That part, yeah, I always felt like I'm always like I'm usually the one that goes the most out, but it used to bother me like in high school when I would like dress up on Halloween and no one would fucking like everyone was too cool or too lame rather to dress up. And I had gotten used to it. I was like, I'm the only one gonna dress up. I'm still gonna have fun. I really
You're
don't care
so
what everyone
right.
else says.
They just not like
But
you.
yeah, not pitting anyone like whatever. It's just like it did used to bother me because it can't we just
Yes.
like all have fun? Like
Yes.
hello? Yeah.
For me it was always the problem, and I think like the happiest part for me is that like a little story time. I was in one school, then I gave the where no one absolutely was that like uh
Yeah.
no dress ups, no like stuff like that. Then I get to the new school where I find like a little group of people who were on the same vibe with me.
Uh-huh, nice.
Yes, and now I'm super happy because I like got into the uni, and first of all, we all like get in the same like we're teaching the same profession, and obviously we do have something in common. And secondly, like my uni have so many like different clubs where you can find people who like I don't know, like your friend, she love Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
There's a Ryan Gosling club in my uni. They like discuss his movies. They dress up as his characters. They everything. It's
That
like
is fucking amazing.
yes, to feel like involved in the life, and it's so cool for me. Like I love.
I love that. That is so much fun. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I love a because it brings you together. People liking the same things you like, and then you all dress up. Oh, it's so nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this also like the part where because of this I also like really wanted to make movies because there I like acting. I don't act a lot unfortunately since like middle classes where I've been in my school center. I haven't,
Mhm.
but I know like I want to act in some movies so much just to dress up for no reason.
Yes, I feel that so much. Yeah, the last little short film that I did by myself, I like it was like a movie where like different facets of myself were talking to each other. And so these different facets all had different outfits, of course. So I love to dress up. So that was my latest movie, but yeah, it's just a very good excuse to like dress up in all my outfits and yeah.
Yes, because like every
Yeah.
character needs their own, not like only their own like personality, they also need their own style, obviously, because it's a part of
Exactly.
personality.
Yeah, and that alone, because film is such a visual art,
Yes.
that tells a story on its own where you don't even need like to have the character maybe say certain things about their character that you can already tell. Like if the character's got like double decked out diamonds, rich, you can already tell that the character's probably pretty fucking rich without them having to be like, I'm super rich. You
Yes.
can you can tell, you know? Like so
Yeah.
yeah, the outfit, the clothing, the
It's already like
costuming and
telling the part of a story.
yes, exactly. It's so important. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I even have I listened to lecture about it, like how different characters are presented. Like it was like the simplest character. Like this character is brave, kind of weird, is the main character and it's the most powerful, obviously. And
Mm-hmm.
it's he's messy. He's always like the sports style. He don't care about the fashion. And then like it's like Ron, Harry, and Hermione, and like characters like that. And there's always someone like Hermione who is like super strict. She's always have everything super clean, super perfect, and like yes, that's what main characters are characters.
Exactly. Oh my God. They, it was always also such a strong thing in like the older movies where, like the concept of a femme fatale or a vamp was introduced, like so a dangerous woman. And how was she shown on screen? Well, I mean, all the other women had,
Yeah.
everything covered, usually light colors, modest, and then like Rita Hayworth and Gilda showed up with
Yeah.
her two fucking black dress, the black gloves, like especially during that time when you didn't see that as much as you do now. That was like fuck.
Yes.
That was powerful.
As for me, like
Yeah.
I don't know, I watch at Pinterest a lot, like how the characters, like the drawings of characters, like their outfits, and how this or this character must to look, and
Mhm.
I think even like I listen to actors interviews where they tell like how they also been into like styling process, because they also have
Mhm.
like something like a vision, and it gives characters so much, like you see that this character is alive, I would say.
Yes. Oh my God, yeah, it absolutely. It is such, yeah, it's like such a powerful way. Or then like um I don't remember specifically, but I know there's like some movies or something that I've seen where the clothes of the character or parts of the inanimate objects on the character have a life of their own. Like it's like talking clothes or something. I feel like I've seen that somewhere,
Yeah,
which
I
that's a
would
whole funny
like
thing.
think like Midsummer kind of have this vibe with Florence Pugh, because the whole movie she's been like messy, so is her clothes and even the hairstyle, and it's kind of been showing. So the cinematography is there, like the style, everything. It deserves this half star. uh,
Oh, that's so funny.
yeah.
Um, Speaking of it, so just for a second, I know you hate it, but um, uh, I love that little thing that they were doing. Everyone was like on like psychedelics in the thing, like on mushrooms or water with special properties. So everyone was under the influence, and it's such a subtle thing that they put in the movie, but if you look at the trees, they're always kind of breathing and moving. And there's and when Florence Pugh, she's wearing the flower crown when she becomes the May Queen, and that guy, the one, what's his name? Ted, this is her. There's a flower in her flower crown that starts doing this, like to match her heartbeat or something. Yeah, it's like the little subtle
Oh my god.
thing.
Would even
Like, and yeah,
rewatch if wouldn't have like such a trauma. But it's such a cool fact, like, cause I don't know. Like I think the problem also for me been when I've been starting watching, uh, like I don't know, but firstly I couldn't understand. I was waiting for some like horror and stuff, and then I couldn't stop laughing. I'm really sorry, but um, as I'm Russian, and there was a beer, there always was a white night as in St. Petersburg. There was like kind of fields. I even been in such a kind of fields because in my hometown there's so many like that. And I've been like sending audios to my friend and be like, it's Russia. They in Russia. Like now that they're gonna happen like the most, uh, like like that they are like showing in the movies where they drink vodka like such kind of stuff that we don't do. And yes, and then the story with the sandwich, so I think this all together, it's become traumatic for me.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the bear, yes, he wasn't just a bear.
That was a very, it did very, I watched that movie in the theater for the first time. Watching that in the theater was an experience because, like when a bunch of people laugh in the theater when something's funny, this was laughter because everyone was fucking uncomfortable and could not believe what they were seeing. Like during some moments, they were just like, what the fuck? Like yelling at the screen.
Oh my god.
That was an experience on its own. It was pretty funny. Yeah.
I know the person who went to the theater 3 times to meet someone.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow. Yeah. It's an experience. Yeah.
Then I think I know why he have been doing it, because every time, like, he firstly watched it alone, and then there are 2 times, and he he have been getting with him a big group of friends, and I think he just went to watch the reaction.
Honestly, valid, because that's one of those movies. That's a good reaction getter movie.
Yes.
Yeah. I also heard someone say it's like it's the best worst first date movie.
Kind of.
For a lot of reasons, but yeah.
Well, like, I mean, if you have a toxic boyfriend, like, if you met a toxic guy and went with him on a first date, you could be, like, sitting and, like, that's bad. Yeah. It's what's gonna happen to you, like, bro.
Definitely. Or like, gauge his reactions. Like, what do you think?
Yeah.
Which a lot of, a lot of, like, the scenes, there were so many scenes cut out of Midsommar that showed how horrible that boyfriend was, like, even more how horrible that boyfriend was to Danny, which I'm sad they cut it out because it, like, not that anyone deserves that kind of ending, obviously, but it just adds on to the fact of, like, why Danny was so fucking frustrated and done with this idiot.
Like, I'm saying you, like, from the first minute of the movie, like, I think that's also why I kind of didn't like it, because I've been sitting, like, just break up with him. Like, all your problems gonna disappear if you're just gonna go away from him.
Yeah. Codependency. That's a
Yes.
classic case of codependency.
Yes. Like, I even though it was disgusting, but, like, understanding that he's in the bear was, for me, like, you deserve it. Like, we all knew this gonna happen. But though it was traumatic.
Yeah, and all this stuff about, like, another interesting take, because it's like this isn't, a lot of people, I think it starts to get problematic when people start to see this as a good for her movie, because that's not exactly what this movie was about. It was about, like, the brainwash of a cult onto someone who is so vulnerable and so traumatized, and her smiling at the end is her, like, they got her.
Yes, I'm saying it's Mormons.
Yeah, exactly. Any cults, Mormons, one of them.
Yes.
One of them.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Like, comment below and subscribe for more. Love you guys.